August 2008 and the events that followed. And this was a very, very common topic to start a discussion. We've all looked at what happened to Lehman's of the world and how the economy from boom to bust, what happened. But today, we will not go there. Of course, now there are interesting development happening in Greece. We will look at how those changes have affected our operations. What it means to me as a businessman who has a factory to run, who has some operations to manage. We will have a quick look at that. For some of you who do not know Columbus IP so well, we will briefly introduce Columbus IP. I will just breeze past that in the interest of time. The highlight of today is a session by Brian Wilcox. Anybody who has studied inventory control, has been associated with American Production and Inventory Control Society, knows Brian Wilcox. You cannot not know Brian, and he's no stranger to Dubai. We pulled him out of his semi-retirement now again to visit us. So he's flown in all the way from South Africa to be with us today. His session is going to oscillate between academics and the real world. So we see some of the concepts which are very, very basic, the theory. This will act as a refresher, and then we quickly go to the real world and see how those concepts are applied. You can actually look at it from your own context and see if it's making sense. We'll break for coffee around 11:15. We'll continue with Brian's session, and that will follow with a presentation on Microsoft Dynamics by Kareem Nafi, who will talk about our partners, our clients, ENPI Group, Emirates National Plastic Industries, and we have the General Manager of ENPI Group with us, Mr. Sameer. He will talk about the challenges that they had, their environment, and where the project is going so far. Okay, so what are the challenges I face today? There are challenges from inside, within, there are challenges from outside. Inside, things have changed. There is a lot of pressure on cost. Your competition is importing a lot of material from China. Of course, that puts a lot of pressure. Labor cost, again, it's fluctuating. It's been going up and down. You've seen how the inflation has changed and how it has impacted our cost. A lot of pressure on finance-related things. It was very easy to raise some funding, to use overdraft from banks. That became a little difficult. These are some of the pressures that are not really related to what's happening outside, but this is how I am affected because of the changes that happened over the last 2 years. We need to be a little more conscious of the credit lines, about the cash that we are going to manage, the investment that needs to go in. A lot of people started deferring their investment plans with the changes that were happening. People are more interested in compliances from the government, from the industry, from audit firms, from everywhere. Globalization. All my clients, all my suppliers, everybody is either global or has global aspirations. So I can no longer be number one only in my town, in my country. I have to think beyond that. There is constant pressure on costs. So we are not talking about cost cutting, we need to look at cost management. This morning we were having some conversation about the Emirates results, what they have achieved with cost management. I will not even call it cost control. So it's remarkable. It is possible. We have so many success stories. But how am I going to do that if I do not have visibility? If I do not know where I'm spending, what I'm spending, I have no means of managing that. So how do you go about rethinking your business model or innovating a new business model? The key is really to make the information flow seamless, available to all, and it can also be posted, it can be published. So there are a lot of opportunities in the collaboration area. It all, I think, boils down to getting the right data. So once you have the data available, you can empower people, they can make decisions, you can have controls defined in the system. Now, brief introduction on Columbus for those of you who have not worked with us so far, not interacted much with Columbus IT. Christopher Columbus discovered the New World. And Columbus IT was the first Microsoft Dynamics partner to work with AX. We've been working on this solution from version 1.0 onwards, and we played a key role in shaping up the product to where it is available throughout. And it can also be posted, it can be published. So there are a lot of opportunities in the collaboration area. It all, I think, boils down to getting the right data. So once you have the data available, you can empower people, they can make decisions, you can have controls defined in the system. Now,
what's really behind all this software? What I know about software is absolutely dangerous. I'm not that way at all. I'm a manufacturing guy. I've come up through that route and I've got involved gradually more and more. And just a question, how many people here are from manufacturing companies? One or two of you. You don't mind if I take my jacket off then? And hope for the best? Or do we want to be proactive and win? But what do we need to do that? And that is using the tools that you've already got. I'm not going to suggest to anybody that they go out and buy new software. What I am going to say is, let's use what you've got more effectively. That's the key to making all this wonderful software we have work better. We need to get to grips with what it can do for us. The opportunities we've got. We have got well-proven tools to become more competitive, and that's what we've really got to get to grips with. Are you using yours? Now those in market, they sell a bottle of salad cream. Do you know the term salad cream here? Yes? Right. Bottle of salad cream. Who wants to know how many of those have been sold? Well, the first thing is the people that make the salad cream. But who's one of the main suppliers to that company? It's the guy that makes them. The aim must be improve customer service, reduce lead times, and increase profit right throughout the supply chain. So it's not each lemonade. That costs money, that's finished product we keep it. Finished stock is expensive. It's got all your material costs, it's got all your processing costs, it's expensive stuff. So we need to keep the absolute minimum. So what do we need to do?
Then what we call an industry-driven approach ERPs. So this is the new concept that we are introducing to the market. So it's not just an ERP or an accounting package, it's an industry-specific solution that meets your business today. So it's more revolving around how you are doing the business rather than we imposing on you, this is the way that you do the business. And then, why in particular this solution for your respective industry? At any point of time, you can stop me for questions for disagreements. Okay? So, we are talking about a solution here called Microsoft Dynamics AX. This is a full flagship ERP. This is one of our product portfolio, and this is the top of the range ERP that we have in our offerings today. And this is, as I mentioned, the full flagship ERP covering from end to end, from finance to supply chain to manufacturing to service to projects and HR and payroll, including